Good evening, and welcome back to another video of Grey Man Profits. Today's video is for the definitely advanced. Okay, this is not a light-hearted video, but if you're interested in venture capitalism and want an opportunity and have money in your pocket, maybe you've had a very profitable month, or you've inherited some money. This is the way to go. So, the topic of today, evil money. So, how do you profit from war? War is going to happen no matter what happens. No matter what you try and do, there's always going to be a conflict. And you have one of two options if you really wanted to. Either, when war breaks out and something does happen, you can either one, exactly what I've put on the board. You short exports and manufacturing. Because of course, the energy for one country to, of course, battle, do their own resources, it's going to cut everything else that they have that's not essential. The second one is more important. So let's get to it. The second one is not being involved in the war whatsoever, but the Reconstruction. That's where the real money is. And the best example for us at the moment, while it's terrible to say, is Ukraine. Ukraine is probably going to be one of the easiest cash grabs that you'll see in this decade. And the reason is because they've destroyed everything. Let's get to it. So, Ukraine. The estimated amount for reconstruction is in the hundreds of billions. And if you think about it, they've got to build roads, they've got to build buildings, they've got to build hospitals, they've got to build anything that makes society run. And realistically, everything that we have revolves around concrete and steel. Good news is, the largest company in Europe, which has already made a bid on the contract, is Holcim. Holcim Cement, which of course is one of the largest suppliers for cement in Europe, it also has steel manufacturing, which of course they're saying that they have the largest supply, the bids will go to them. So realistically, if you were to invest in Holcim when they were at a low point in the next year or so, and wait for the war to end and wait for reconstruction to start, I'm pretty sure they're going to get the contracts. The next one is if you're going to rebuild everything with another company, you're going to need machinery to haul it around. And one of the largest companies in the world for this is, of course, Caterpillar. Think of it as like soldiers on the ground, but instead of men, it's machines. They're going to be hauling around everything that needs to be done, and machinery does not come cheap. If you were to invest in the process itself, you'd have to go into hedge funds. But if you went into the global index, where you could find the companies themselves and invest directly, you would have a nice return. Additionally, Siemens Energy. One of the things that the Russians did right about this war is they took out all the resources. They took out power grids. They took out any radio and connective lines. And unfortunately, that has to be replaced. One of the largest industries for that and one of the largest companies within that sector is Siemens Energy. And one of the best parts about it is the CEO is very, very close friends with the corporation which is in response with most of those repairs. Think of it as like the engineers behind an operation. And that would be Fluor Incorporated or Fluor Co. And one of the things that they are wanting to do is that they will take the billions of dollars that are taken from the industries to rebuild, and they will distribute it to the appropriate companies. Think of it as like the engineering management. So, if you were to invest in one of these four companies, you would succeed. But if you invest in them all, you raise a high probability that you are going to become severely, severely profitable on the unfortunates. Misery is free, but reconstruction is not. Remember that. This is not a light-hearted video, but if you want to have some more of this kind of information, follow and let me know. Well, here's the first episode of Evil Money.